Hey, you know what? Brown Eyed Girl is an absolutely spectacular song for beginners, for anyone. And I'm going to show you several different ways to strum it, from easy to preferred. So that way, no matter what level of beginner you are, you're going to be able to play it. And I'm going to show you different chord grips as well. So coming up, Brown Eyed Girl. Everyone, Paul here, PZ Guitar, your virtual practice partner. And today it's going to be Brown Eyed Girl. And it's just a fantastic song. Always love Van Morrison. And as I'm going through this song and trying to do a presentation for you, I realized, you know what? This is another example of a song that, for a beginner, you can incrementally increase your chops. You can incrementally get better at strumming, because I'm going to introduce you to different levels of strumming capability as well as different chord grips that will help you along the way. Today's lesson is going to be on a PDF that's going to be in the description. So download the one-page summary of the song, as well as what the chords are going to be, as well as some alternative chords. It's going to be very, very good. So without any further ado, let's go talk about Brown Eyed Girl. So coming up. So Brown Eyed Girl just basically has 4 open string chords. There's a G, there's a C, there's a D, and there's an E minor. And so those are the only chords that we have. And so the song is broken up into an intro, a verse, and a chorus. And in the description, I'll even break down the roadmap. It's going to be an intro, a verse, a chorus, a verse, and a chorus until you fade out. But let's talk about the intro right now. Right off the bat, it's going to be, the chords are just going to be a G, then a C, and then back to a G, and then a D. And so let's talk about the strumming pattern for that. And so we'll start off with the ultra simple basic strum, just 4 down strums per measure. There's no split chords. There's no split measures of 2 chords per measure. Every chord occupies 1 measure. So we'll start off with a simple basic strum. So play with me. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. C, back to G, then to D, G, C, G, and then D. So that right there, G, C, G, D, G, C, G, D, that's the intro. Okay, so you play that, those 4 measures, G, C, G, D, you play that twice for the intro. That leads you right into the verse, which you play that G, C, G, D 4 times. And then you play a G, D, G, E minor, and then a G, C, D, a G, D, G, D. So let's do a verse with the simple strumming patterns, so that way you can get some good practice in. Here we go. The verse. So it's going to be 4 times of that G, C, G, D. Simple strum. 1, 2, 3, 4. C. That's 1. That's 2. G. That's 3. D. Now to C. E minor. C. D. Right. So that's the verse. G, C, G, D 4 times. Then C, D, G, E, M, E minor for 1. And then C, D, G, D for 1 time. And that's the verse. And then in the real song, you do that verse again. And then we do a chorus. Okay, so the chorus, what's the chorus here? Well, the chorus here, I'm going to ask you to do a little bit different of your strum here. I want you to, because we're going to be doing 3 measures of D here. And so rather than just I want you to get more intense with your strumming. So that was 3 measures of D, and it went from light strumming to a little bit slightly heavier strumming. You want to try and build up some intensity. 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, and then go into C. Repeat that last phrase. So after that chorus, you go back to a verse, then you do another chorus, and then you just do that chorus until you fade out. So that's basically the song using this, what I call the super basic strum. Okay, now let's do a next level strum. I mean, if you're a beginner and stuff like that, and if you can get past that, if these changes feel natural and you're able to do them, then let's go to the next level strum, where we get closer to what the preferred strum pattern is for the song. So the next level strum is, I'll just demonstrate it I'll do it on the G chord. Down, 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 up, down. Then you change. So that's our next level strum. Let's do the intro with the next level strum. Okay, so that's the G, C, G, D again. Okay, so let's do that. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's the intro. You know, two rounds of the G, C, G, D. For the verse, you do that 4 times, and then you go into that C, D, G, E minor. Now that leads you into the chorus. Now for the chorus, what I recommend is for those 3 measures of D, that you just stick with the down strums, getting louder and louder. So let's do that last line of the verse, the C D G D. So let's do that again. Chorus. So that's the chorus using the next level strum. And I apologize for actually getting faster there. I mean, I was hearing the song in my head, and that's where it really gets to be very, very, high energy. And so now let's do the preferred strum, or what I consider to be the preferred strum. And so I'll do it G, C, G, D. So that's going to be down, down, up, down. And so, again, that's the preferred strum, and I'll let you practice that on your own. And so, again, it's just 4 open chords, a G, a C, a D, and an E minor. And you have a simple strum pattern, all just 4 down strums. And then we add an up strum for strum level 2, and for preferred strum, we add 2 up strums. And we actually skip a down strum, so it actually works out. It actually sounds really, really good. Now, stick around for some tips, because I have a really cool tip that some other things that you can do to make this song your own. Here we go. Everyone, thanks for sticking around. This is a quick lesson here today for Brown Eyed Girl. And so again, the chords, the G chord. Now, in the documentation, I'm giving you different variations of ways of playing the G chord. There's what I call the rock and roll G, and that is 3, 2, open, open, 3, 3, fingers 2, 1, 3, 4. A full sounding G chord. But there's nothing wrong with if you prefer to play the G chord with no pinky, just middle, index, and your ring finger on the high E string. Nothing wrong with that chord whatsoever. Or if you like to play like many times I do, like to use my pinky with fingers 3, 2, 4. Again, it all depends on what chord you just played versus what chord you're going to play next, which determines what kind of grip you use now. So many times if I'm rocking between a C and a G, I'll use the G chord like this, because the transition to a C chord is relatively simple, and going backwards is relatively simple. Many times, if I'm going from a D chord, I'll use the rock and roll 4-finger G chord, because I already have an anchor finger. And so it all depends on what you're comfortable with. I recommend you practice them all. Put more tools in your toolbox. So here's another tool. So page 3 of our documentation here is what I'm going to call the Brown Eyed Girl super efficient chord grips. Okay, why are they super efficient? Because my ring finger and my pinky are going to be glued to the fretboard. They don't move. Okay, maybe the pinky might come off the fretboard, but can go back on every once in a while. So they live on the 3rd fret, the B string, and the high E string. And for the G chord, I do the rock and roll G chord. Now, for the C chord, I'm going to simply move these two fingers down this direction. It's actually going up in a string set, but it's going, you know, from a fatter string to a thinner string. So I'm going to move my middle finger from the 6th string to the 5th string, and I'm going to move my index finger to the 4th string, and I'm still going to mute my low E string. And so now this becomes a C add 9. Sometimes I call it the Matchbox 20 chord. So going between changing between the G and the C add 9 is very efficient. And now there are times when you have to go from the G chord to the D chord. Well, I can do that, and if I want to, I simply just move my two strongest fingers, my index and my middle finger. And if I really want to, I can leave my pinky down, and it becomes a D sus4. But if I take my pinky off, and if I have to go back to the G chord, I put my pinky down and put those two fingers back. So that becomes like a super efficient thing, you know, changing between those things. But there was one monkey wrench in the pattern here, was that E minor. Well, you know what? I'm on the G chord right now, and I'm going to move my middle finger, finger number 2. I'm going to put it, and I'm going to tuck it underneath onto the D string, string number 4 on the 2nd fret, and this becomes an E minor 7. And so all of these changes become very, very fast and efficient. Of course, they will put dents in your tips here because you're pretty static on your pinky and on your ring finger. But you could also use that in conjunction with the simpler strumming pattern, so that way you could actually be playing the song and have some fun. That's the deal here, is I want you to have some fun. And you know, speed and dexterity and changing chords, that will come with practice. But the best way to get the practice is to keep you motivated. And to keep you motivated, I want to give you not shortcuts, but alternatives. Beginner level alternatives. I want to smooth the road for you. So that's what we've done here. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Leave some comments as to this song and the approach here, and what things that you might want to learn, and any questions that you may have, and you know, and point out all the mistakes I made here today, because I'm sure that I did. I haven't been sleeping well these past couple of weeks. And also remember, download the documentation, add it to your PZ Guitar library, and I will see you soon. Hey everyone, up here is going to be a video that you might want to watch next, or down here could be a playlist that could be of interest. So I suggest that you either click here, or click both. It's up to you. But in either case, I'll see you soon.